smoked, did drugs, nothing. He had only one obsession, and that was the women.
He just pitied the fool, and
And you think that you were clever with women? He wouldn't stand a candle with this guy.
No.
Or Muhammad Ali was another one with women. I did 2 films with him.
Yeah.
We were doing a big boxing movie with 200 or 300 people in the stand, and he walked in and decided he stood his macho honcho, and those were all the Muslims in those days. They had those little thin ties, and he would point at the female.
Mm-hmm.
And he went and got him and gave him a note, and every 20 or 30 minutes they would go into his dressing room. But they were only talking about negotiations, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all about the business, yeah.
It's all about the business,
Alrighty, let's move the hell on.
Yes.
Stick a finger up my butt and call me moving. Yeah.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Thank you, Kissy.
Yeah.
You know, the beep button.
Yes.
I showed you the beep button. Yeah, she's still learning. You'll have to cut us a little bit of slack. You just have to. And if you don't, direct all of your legal queries to corporate at HTLA. No, actually, it's not. It's corporate at NewYorksBestTalk.com. There you go. Fire that off, and we'll see what the big CEO who thinks keeping Frankie McDonald around is.
Yes.
And speaking of that, and I know Kissy's new, so she didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was kind of good, but unfortunately, I have now been busted. The CEO was just in the booth there with Kissy. Among other things, informing me, of course, on the headphones that we've not done our NAACP traffic report. And, of course, nor have we done the weather outlook for, I don't know, probably 2 years ago or something. So, without further ado, I do have to bring you HTLA's traffic report from reporter Brock Favors in HTLA Chopper 1. Brock, are you there?
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with traffic on the ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports. And I'm up here in the chopper. But I got to tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God. No, stop.
Guy never drank, never smoked, did drugs, nothing. He had only one obsession, and that was the women.
He just pitied the fool, and
And you think that you were clever with women? He wouldn't stand a candle with this guy.
No.
Or Muhammad Ali was another one with women. I did 2 films with him.
Yeah.
We were doing a big boxing movie with 200 or 300 people in the stand, and he walked in and decided he stood his macho honcho, and those were all the Muslims in those days. They had those little thin ties, and he would point at the female.
Mm-hmm.
And he went and got him and gave him a note, and every 20 or 30 minutes they would go into his dressing room. But they were only talking about negotiations, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah, it's all about the business, yeah.
It's all about the business,
Alrighty, let's move the hell on.
Yes.
Stick a finger up my butt and call me moving. Yeah.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Thank you, Kissy.
Yeah.
You know, the beep button.
Yes.
I showed you the beep button. Yeah, she's still learning. You'll have to cut us a little bit of slack. You just have to. And if you don't, direct all of your legal queries to corporate at HTLA. No, actually, it's not. It's corporate at NewYorksBestTalk.com. There you go. Fire that off, and we'll see what the big CEO who thinks keeping Frankie McDonald around is.
Yes.
And speaking of that, and I know Kissy's new, so she didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was kind of good, but unfortunately, I have now been busted. The CEO was just in the booth there with Kissy. Among other things, informing me, of course, on the headphones that We've not done our NAACP traffic report. And, of course, nor have we done the weather outlook for, I don't know, probably 2 years ago or something. So, without further ado, I do have to bring you HTLA's traffic report from reporter Brock Favors in HTLA Chopper 1. Brock, are you there?
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with traffic on the ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here in the chopper. But I gotta tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh my God! No, stop! Whew. All right. Well, we are over the 10, and it's massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do. Oh, goddamn, we're gonna die!
Brock, what's the matter?
Okay. I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, please! Oh goddamn! Oh, let me out of this motherfucking dirt machine right now! Oh no, black people ain't meant to be in the sky! We ain't meant to be in the sky, man! Oh mama, help me, mother!
Yeah.
Oh mama! With a 405 is up right now, ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
HTLA, of course, would like to offer its condolences to the Favors family.
Yes.
And we'll see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat station.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah. Anytime you have helicopter incidents like this, Louis, you know, everybody, including your lawyer, will tell you admit nothing. So now we have to go over to Frankie McDonald, of course, with our weather, and he's got a really set of sore nuts today. Managed to get the steel boots into his scrotum there really, really early this morning. So without further ado, here's Frankie with your weather from, I don't know, I'm going to guess 2 years ago. Here we go. Frankie, all you.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Major storm is headed towards Houston, Texas on Tuesday, June 16th, 2015. It's going to bring up to 50-plus millimeters of rain, especially on Tuesday evening. It's going to bring a lot of flooding into windy conditions. It's going to rain sideways and wind-driven rain. Center tropical disturbance is moving northward to the Gulf of Mexico. That's going to bring a ton of rain in Houston, Texas, Galveston, Texas, and the surrounding communities as well. It's going to bring a lot of rain. It's going to bring windy conditions, and the sewers will back up in the streets. It's going to bring a lot of heavy rain in Houston, Texas, and the surrounding areas and the heavy rain will continue on to Wednesday, June 17th, 2015 in Houston, Texas, and Galveston, Texas, and Tuesday, June 16th, 2015 will not be a good day to do your outdoor activities because it's going to be a lot of rain. I want people in Houston, Texas to clean out the storm drains before a major storm with a lot of rain to hit Houston, Texas on Tuesday, June 16th, 2015, especially during evening hours. It's going to bring a lot of rain, windy conditions, and sideways rain in Houston, Texas, and Tuesday, June 16th, 2015, into Wednesday, June 17th, 2015, will not be a good day to head to the beach and go swimming in Galveston, Texas, since it's going to be a lot of rain in Houston, Texas on Tuesday, June 16th, 2015, which is 6 to 10 inches of rain as well. Big boy, Houston, Texas, big prepared. Have your rubber boots ready for raincoats, ready for raincoats, ready. When you go for a walk, wear your rain gear, wear your rubber boots, wear your raincoats to keep you dry.
Yeah. How's your balls?
Don't walk some puddles. Avoid the puddles when you go for a walk. Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy cases of Pepsi, buy cases of Coke. Have your iPads charged, have your iPods charged, have your cell phones charged, have your laptops charged, have your tablets charged, have your 3G and 4G ready.
Yeah. How's your balls?
When you drive the car, don't drive to the puddles.
No.
Avoid the puddles when you drive the car, since it's going to be a lot of flooding in Houston, Texas, on Tuesday, June 16, 2015, into Wednesday, June 17, 2015. Have your flashlights ready. Have your candles ready. Have your crank-up radio ready. Have your extra batteries ready. And have your bottled water ready as well. Since it's going to be a lot of flooding in Houston, Texas on Tuesday, June 16, 2015, into Wednesday, June 17, 2015. If everybody living in Houston, Texas, prepare for a major storm on Tuesday, June 16, 2015. Best of luck to you. People in Houston, Texas, prepare for it.
Yep.
Major storm on Tuesday, June 16th, 2015, especially during evening hours. Stay dry, be safe.
You know, Frankie.
Take care.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. You know, he doesn't even know. He's like, buy your cans of Pepsi, buy your cans of Coke. He doesn't know that those are two completely different and opposing market segments.
Yes.
You know, nobody in their right mind who would go out and buy a case of Coke is going to go out and buy a case of Pepsi. They don't. You know, Coca-Cola. Coke is the real thing. You know, Pepsi is the taste of the new generation. You know, like... You know, and I guarantee you, in an emergency situation, you know, like he was talking about there with the floods that happened, I don't know, 6 months ago, I think it was. You know, he's talking about the floods, and stock up on your Coke, stock up on your Pepsi. No self-respecting Texan who drinks Coke or no self-respecting Texan who drinks Pepsi is going to go even next door to their neighbors and even club them like baby seals and take theirs. They're not going to do that, of course, because you know, if you know, well, here's a fine example. I'm a Coke drinker, of course.
Yes.
One of the reasons is that, you know, my number one, you know, hard liquor of choice is Jack Daniels. Everybody knows this. Yeah. Well, you give me a Jack and Coke. That's what you give me.
Yes.
You give me a Jack and Pepsi, I'm going to kill you. You know, and I can only, you know, this is me, you know, the upscale, classy New Yorker, you know. You imagine if I was a Texas boy, I'd cut your head off. I would skin you like a lion. Yeah. Well, moving along today, we got some more New York news. Yes, a New York mother of 8 children has died in a holding cell, and it's all the white man's fault. That's right. Officials are trying to determine how Raynette Turner, a 42-year-old mother of 8, awaiting arraignment for a, yes, you heard it here first, folks, shoplifting charge. Well, how she died yesterday afternoon in a holding cell at a police headquarters. State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. Oh, yes, you know the Schneidermans. Huh? That's right. The Schneiderman has sent investigators from his team tasked with probing police-involved deaths in Westchester County. Spokesman Eric Sofer said that the case is one of the first Schindeman's case office has examined since Governor Andrew Cuomo named him special prosecutor earlier this month. See, wow, that's the love. You just get the promotion and already you're dealing with a racially charged case. Oh, that's right. I'm betting he's not too happy about his new job now.
Yes.
No. Granting him the power, of course, to investigate and, if necessary, prosecute police officers involved in death of an unarmed black woman. It's not clear yet whether Schneiderman will launch a full investigation. Sofer said that's what the investigators, of course, are trying to determine. In Mount Vernon today, a representative of Turner's family and city officials gave accounts of what happened to Turner that differed from some key points. Osvaldo Gonzalez, a lawyer for the family, said Turner had been arrested Friday after allegedly stealing a small item from a drugstore. He said her husband, Herman, went to city court on Monday to await his wife's arraignment and was told that she would likely be released without bail. He was then told that she began complaining that she was not feeling well, which believed had delayed her arraignment. The family did not learn of Turner's death until this morning when two detectives came to their home to break the news, Gonzalez said. The family has not been able to get additional information about the circumstances leading to her death. We know that she was requesting medical treatment, and it seems that at some level the system and protocols that the city was following failed, he said. Ooh, lawsuit. Well, Mount Vernon officials, speaking at a news conference this afternoon, said Turner was taken into custody Saturday sometime after 3 p.m. on a petty larceny charge after she allegedly shoplifted from a Restaurant Depot, a wholesale food store. Yeah. City officials said it was Turner's third shoplifting arrest in recent weeks. After her arrest, she was put in a holding cell to await arraignment at the start of the week, according to Mount Vernon Deputy Police Commissioner Richard Burke and Captain Edward Adenaro. While she was still waiting her arraignment, Turner was taken by ambulance to Montefiore Medical Mount Vernon Hospital between 7:30 and 8 p.m. Sunday after complaining that she did not feel well. Police said she was treated for hypertension and returned to the cell by ambulance shortly after 10 p.m., they said. She was the only person being held in the cell at the time. The cell block is monitored by video and people being held there and checked hourly, officials said. Turner was last seen awake at noon, and by 1 p.m., they said, she was found dead at 2 p.m. when officers tried to wake her for her arraignment. Autopsy results, of course, are pending. It's a tragedy that anyone dies in police custody, Burke said, but there's no foul play suspected, so back off, Black Lives Matter. Well, unfortunately, the woman had a history of bariatric problems. She also had bariatric surgery, and she also had hypertension. Gonzalez, however, said that Turner was healthy and feeling very well after undergoing weight loss surgery a year ago. She was a nice lady, a sweet, loving mother, and a good person, Gonzalez says. Her children range in age from 8 to 21 years old. Mayor Ernie Davis at the news conference extended his condolences to the Turner's family. Corey Stroughton, a senior staff attorney with the New York Civil Liberties Union. Here we go. Said that Turner's death in police custody has echoes of death earlier this month with Sandra Bland. Yes, that Chicago woman who was found dead in a Texas holding cell after her arrest on a minor traffic violation and later found to be just dead. Yes, dead, of course, after, not by the white lynching.
Yes.
No, by the self-induced lynching because she's so sad, black, and pathetic. Yes, after incidents like this, you should have local governments that operate holding cells question the wisdom of holding people arrested for minor crimes over the weekend, Stroughton said. You have to ask why someone accused of petty theft has to spend 3 days in jail before even seeing a judge. Community leaders say they want answers. It's deeply troubling that this lady died in our custody, says City Councilman Richard Thomas, a candidate for mayor. We need full transparency so we know what happened. Well, asshole, let's get you some glass jail cells. Huh? And, of course, community activist Ronnie Cox warned against jumping to conclusions before all the facts are known. Do not loot, do not steal shoes and sell them on eBay. But, of course, referencing Bland, she added, we have to be very concerned about any individual who passes away in jail. No, just the black ones. Why, just last weekend we had 16 white people all across the United States die in jail. Nobody cares. That's right. And now, we go from Black Lives Matter and all the way up into the vast, vast reaches and billions of stars in space.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
I'm going to say sure.
About fucking time. Move on.
There you go. That's kind of like the sounds of that. It's great. Let's just all fucking let it go.
Yes.
Let's just belt it out and it'd be welcome to coffee and effing cigarettes. Yeah,
yes.
That's it. Well, the success of NASA's missions revives funding debate. Yes, the recent success of NASA missions prompted a new debate Tuesday on budget cuts to the U.S. space program. Members of the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology called upon some of the country's top planetary scientists to describe the latest NASA missions and, indeed, the future of space exploration. Members of Congress, of course, lauded NASA for its recent historic achievements, namely the New Horizons flyby of Pluto, as they advocated for restoring funding that is set to be eliminated. Chairman Rep. Lamar Smith of Texas and President Obama's 2016 fiscal year budget would cut funding for planetary science by $77 million from that 2015 budget. He said the committee's NASA Authorization Act proposal for the 2016 and 17 fiscal years, however, would restore those funds. Funding levels requested by the Obama administration would slow the rate at which that can develop, build and launch new missions like New Horizons, Smith said. This committee's bill and the funding levels approved in the House would allow NASA to keep planetary missions like New Horizons on track. I'm thinking the money could be better spent.
Yes.
The moon, for example, it still gets the same amount of sunlight as we do here.
Yes.
So let's screw all this, sending these little probes off into the nothing, at the tune of $760 billion.
Yes.
For essentially what? A couple of pictures of Pluto. Whoop-de-doo. Let's stop that. Let's get smarter about this, people.
Yes.
Let's get up there, build a moon colony, and of course, when you have the moon colony, we can grow cilantro up there. And of course, that would mean that we wouldn't have any of the, eating Mexican shit problems we have now. Well, yes, when asked where funding was most needed, the witnesses agreed on two key areas: the cadence of new frontiers and discovery programs and research and analysis programs. The research and analysis programs allow scientists to go beyond the basics of the data collected on NASA missions and translate them into scientific discoveries, said Alan Stern, principal investigator of the New Horizons mission. Earlier this month, the New Horizons spacecraft, of course, made its historic flyby of Pluto, gathering unprecedented images and photos of the dwarf planet. Last week, by Kepler spacecraft, it discovered Earth-like planets in habitable zones. Yeah, but if we don't have any money to move there and destroy that planet too, what's the point? Well, scientists working the Europa mission, which is scheduled for sometime in the 2020s, also updated the committee on the project and outlined its goals. The mission will explore Jupiter's moon and find out whether it could sustain life, and if so, we can begin screwing it up. Beyond the scientific discoveries of recent NASA missions, John Grunsfeld, NASA's science mission chief, highlighted the engagement of people from around the world and the reach that the missions had because of social media. He said the large number of people following NASA's missions is evidence of the public's interest in new frontiers and space exploration. And when you combine that with all the aliens following us on Twitter, we simply must continue.
Yes.
Well, members of Congress also pressed the witnesses on how the uncertainty of funding affects the development of next-generation scientists. They all stressed the need to foster students' interest in the science, technology, engineering, and math fields. There are a lot of young scientists who question whether they can stay in the field because of the kind of cuts that have happened, says Robert Paplardo, a planetary scientist at NASA's JPL. When we don't see new missions coming along, we don't see that kind of research programs going along with those missions, and, well, then the future scientists are boned. I don't think I've ever boned a scientist. Now, look where I picked them up. I'm lucky they've got grade 12. Well, moving along today, our final story is, it's a little kind of couple of tips that might help you out when shopping online. That's right, if you're browsing on a budget, we've got 6 web extensions that'll help you save money. While many students are no doubt focused on making the most of their last weeks of summer, online retailers are readying themselves for back-to-school sales. In fact, Amazon is already promoting its Rebel Flag Off to College event. Well, there's no doubt that online shopping is incredibly popular, especially among young adults, and many students will try to order something online first before running to the store to pick it up. Who the hell wants to go and get on the fine people of Walmart website? Well, however, students often fall back on whatever retailers they're used to ordering from instead of seeking out the best deals. Once the surface, this makes sense. After all, it can take hours to thoroughly research all the buying options for a major back-to-school purchase like laptops or textbooks. However, there are plenty of browser extensions, downloadable programs that run within Chrome and Firefox that can do much of the work for you, from finding relevant coupons to suggesting cheaper retailers. So before you sit down to make your back-to-school purchases, try downloading a few of the extensions that we're going to tell you about and save some money automatically as you shop online. The first one is a little thing called Honey. No, I didn't name it.
Yes.
Yes, it's a sexy little naked blonde girl that pops up in your browser and tells you about great deals. No, Honey automatically adds a Find Savings button to major websites such as Amazon, Best Buy, Groupon, and Papa John's Pizza. Just add the items you want to your cart and then click Find Savings button, and Honey will find and apply relevant coupons. If you're not looking to buy quite yet, click the small icon in the browser bar of supported websites instead. This will let you browse all the sales and coupons that Honey has found for that particular site. The next one is called the Camelizer. Yes. Like its namesake website, camelcamelcamel.com, this extension tracks the prices of products over extended periods of time. The add-on lets you browse historical price information to see how an item's cost has fared in the past without having to leave the retailer's website. You can also set up price watches for items that you want to buy and get an email alert as soon as those prices drop. The Camelizer can also track price information from Amazon, Best Buy, and Newegg. Also, don't forget coupons at checkout. Yes, unlike other add-ons, this extension from Coupon Follow Only does one thing, but it does it very well. The extension is incredibly simple to use. Just click on the promo code box in the checkout page of a major online retailer like Macy's or Nike, and a list of helpful coupons will immediately display in order of descending relevance. Coupons at Checkout claims this extension supports more than 100,000 online stores. Another is Price Jump. Yes, if Amazon is your go-to online shopping destination, then you should definitely check out Price Jump. This simple extension will pop up in the upper right corner of your browser if the Amazon item you're looking at is available for a better price at a different retailer. If Amazon offers the best deal. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's it right there, babies. Oh, yeah. Yeah, shut up. Jesus. That Crash guy won't shut his face. How the heck are we supposed to do a show live at 5? Right here on HTLA Radio 1, New York's best talk, of course, your coffee and cigarettes Wednesday grinder. That's what we got rolling today. You betcha, all kinds of stuff on the show today, including a super special live news bulletin right at the top of the show here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Also, today on the big show, of course, we're talking about Canada. Yes, they're record-setting today. Yes, a 3-hour Canadian tornado recorded today is likely one of the world's longest on record. Also looking at Obama news today, Obama is working overtime to sell that Iran deal. It's almost like he's a telemarketer, isn't it? Trying to sell you something over and over and over again. Also today, we've got cop news aplenty. Yes, as an officer has been charged with murder in Ohio's motorist death. Well, another officer stalked his ex-wife before killing her, new GPS data shows. Damn. And it's a white ex-wife, too, and a white officer. Yeah, there's no race here. Ah, damn, I guess that's not news. Oh, well, we got more news. Yes, in other stories we're following today, I'm going to tell you about a representative, Chaka Fattah. Yes, he's a black Democrat, and he's charged today with trying to hide $1 million deal. Yeah. Got some Trump news, too. A fact check. We got Donald Trump's take on the Wisconsin budget. That ought to be good. At least I'm thinking it ought to be good. Well, hey, wherever you are, come on in, grab a cup, have a seat, light one up, guys. It is your coffee time. It is your coffee time. 5:03 in the big city of New York right now, coming to you live from HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. Actually, to be precise, number 2 Times Square. Yes, we are right there. Just down the street and around the corner from Grand Central Station and, well, Gilbert's house. But we'll get that to that in a minute, of course. Welcome to the show today, your Wednesday grinder for HTLA, brought to you by the fine folks at PreSonus. Of course, the one, the only Kissy Springer is in the booth with us today, pushing the buttons and making everything go on that 24/42 digital broadcast mixer that now she is almost adept at. She's just about got it all down, so yeah, for anything in audio, professional or otherwise, digital or analog, get on over to PreSonus.com. Check out all the good stuff they got for you today. And speaking of good stuff that I got for you today, how about some Tim Hortons New York City? That's right, 8 locations in the city to serve all your coffee and baked goods needs. And hey, no strategically placed video cameras in the bathroom. That's right, Tim Hortons, always fresh. And as we move on through the show today, I want to do some shout-outs and thank yous, of course, to the one, the only Devlon Crawford, HTLA's First Lady. The interns in the house today, Miss Leanne Thomas from Nashville. Yes, one of our favorites here at HTLA. Also, Stacy Watts. Yeah, there's Stacy. She's in the live chat room today. She's supporting, yeah, representing, I guess what they say now, those damn crazy kids. Get. Well, that's good. And hey, we got a hell of a show for you. Also want to do some shout-outs to Tony Jones. Well, let's see. Mom, Phyllis Griffiths, Devlon Crawford, of course. Elisa Dyer Jessberger. And, of course, the one, the only, Alan Soriano. Yes, it's almost like he's a wrestler, but no, he's not. No, he's not. Well, hey, I don't do this show alone. No, I don't. Despite what good old Apocalypse says, he says that I'm just all of everything, and come listen to this guy. No, he said that. Check it out.
Hey, what's up out there? This is Apocalypse. I want to recommend HTLA Radio 1 New York. It produces such great shows like Coffee and Cigarettes or Crash Talk. Let me just tell you, this guy produces so much good stuff. Everything is either educational or witty, but no matter what, you'll get fine entertainment. Never miss out.
And yes, I know. I'm fully aware of the fact that he did say that our shows were educational, and Well, if you want to call it that, sure, go for it. Also want to welcome Phil DeYoung. Of course, he's the HTLA listener with the sister with a sweet ass. That's right. He's in the house today. How's it going, Phil? Oh, yeah. So I guess I got to move on now. Let's introduce the guest/co-host, which you've already heard one making noises. Yes, there he is. So I know he's ready to go. How about the one, the only Louis Lawless, the film director extraordinaire, 35 Academy Award nominations through his 40-year film and television career, doing all kinds of neat stuff like the A-Team television series. He did that. Is all kinds of stuff. And, never won a single bloody one. Are you there, sir?
We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
Right.
And we did.
Not a bloody thing. Oh, yeah, well, you can laugh like you ever won one. Yeah.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Well, I actually gave my last 5 to Starvin' Marvin in the street.
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
$50,000 for half an hour. What do you need all this money for, Louis?
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards.
Right.
And I think it's a fantastic risk.
Okay.
Because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and you have to give them a DVD now.
Oh. A DVD, you say? Yeah. Let's see. Now, $25,000,
yes.
And we do the math there, figure out there's roughly 200 Academy Award voting members.
Yes.
And that's like $125 a DVD. That's I think Office Depot sees you coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
I do, but it just feels weird. Yeah. Well, Haiti, Heidi, and Hody to all the folks out there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it may be to you. Of course, right here in downtown New York, yes, it's 5:08 p.m. And coming to us from about 8 blocks down the street, as you full well know already, is the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah. And Gilbert, do your intro today. Can you get it right? Yeah.
And this is that up.
No. Okay. Yes, of course you screwed that up, you little idiot. Yeah. Oh, what are you going to do?
They get crazy because all of a sudden nobody loves them.
Well, I know, Louis. I know. We're going to get to all that and so much more today on the show. There's just so much to cover, and I just don't know where to start. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right here. Oh, yeah. Live from HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. Yes, it's time for your HTLA Top of the News special report today. Yes, I'm going to lie to you more than Brian Wilson ever could. Yes, I am. All right, well, in the news today, topping the stories of all stories, this one was actually just sent to me by my mom. I'm not even kidding. My mom sent it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We gotta keep that dramatic music going.
Yes.
There you go, Kissy. You're doing a fine job today. Yes. Well, today, an Alabama man. Yes, it's true, folks. Get away from your Walmarts. An Alabama man, indeed, caught having sex with a pig in the Walmart bathroom. Yes, the story comes to us from News 8. Yes, Marvin Halbert of Birmingham, Alabama, is in police custody today after Walmart workers found him having, quote, inappropriate relations with a farm pig. Of course, at the Superstore restroom. Yes, customers reported hearing loud squealing coming from the bathroom and in the back area of the store near the layaway department. Oh, yes, an eyewitness said her 7-year-old son went in to use the restroom and came out screaming, "Mommy, a man in the bathroom is holding a pig really close." Well, confused, the woman alerted a store clerk and was informed already that they had several complaints about noise in the restroom. Yeah. Yes. Raymond Cooper, an employee in the Walmart store, said he was the one that ran in and saved the pig. Yes, he said, when I went into the bathroom, I heard squealing from inside a stall. I told the man to open up, but he couldn't, so I kicked it in. That crazy-ass fool, for real, was doing a pig. I socked him in the face and grabbed the pig. That fool was out cold. Well, shortly after the police arrived and took Halbert into custody, according to reports, Halbert just cried, saying, "I want my piggy back." Well, he later told police he had nowhere else to take his pig for a alone time. His wife had just kicked him out of the house once she found out the longtime pet was her husband's new lover. Halbert was seen on surveillance cameras sneaking into Walmart's loading dock and slipping undetected into a back restroom. Halbert is currently being charged with indecent exposure and cruelty to animals. They tried to release the pig to his wife, Patty, but she, of course, refused the slut. The pig, which Halbert called Snuggums, has now been placed with the Humane Society for adoption. So any prospective horny owners out there, you can get right on over there and get yourself some sloppy seconds.
Yes.
I'd like to welcome the one, the only, yes, the lady from Texas herself, the fine lady. Yes, Sharon Chesley is indeed in the house today. Frickin' finally. Yeah, so we got some new additions, of course, to the ladies of HTLA.
Yes.
Yeah. We got Sharon and Dev, and of course now we got Leanne Thomas and Stacy Watts bringing up the rear. Oh, but don't worry, they're not bringing up all the rear. They got a whole lot up front, too. That's right. Actually, from some of the little pics I'm seeing here, they're looking better than Phil's sister. I bet that's a relief. Maybe Phil can move on.
Yes.
Maybe. Oh, love, what a trite thing.
That was a mistake on my part.
What, the pig or moving on?
It's about fucking time. Move on. Move on.
Oh, I see there's still something we need to talk about, Kissy. You're supposed to hit the button when he says that special word. Remember? Well, moving on today, we got some record-setting stuff in the news today. That's right, and it comes from Canada. Yeah. Who could have figured that crap out? I did not know that.
Yes.
Look at that. Well, a massive tornado today that roared across the Canadian province of Manitoba was on the ground for nearly 3 hours, likely one of the longest on record absolutely in Canada. And they're saying now, perhaps the world. No injuries or deaths were reported. The longest tornado recorded is the infamous tri-state tornado that lasted for about 3.5 hours, ravaging the... Well, wait a minute. That's longer than 3. What the hell is going on? Yeah, geez. Okay. Well, Midwest, of course, back in March of 1925. Oh, yes, we all remember that one. Yeah. Well, the path, length, and distance of the Manitoba tornado might be shorter, but the duration may be comparable. Randy Cerveny, a reporter of climate and weather extremes for the World Meteorological Association, said that, referring to reports that the Canadian tornado may not have moved as far distance-wise as the 1925 twister, the tornado tore a path through rural southwest Manitoba, reported Environment Canada in the Canadian version of USA's National Weather Service, also known as Environmente du Canada. Yes, it damaged trees, power poles, farms, and roads. It missed every town in its path. Well, that's not like the American luck. Yeah. This was probably one of the longest on-the-ground tornadoes we've had in Manitoba or on the prairies. Natalie Hassel, Environment Canada's warning preparedness meteorologist, said today. That's right. David Willis, an expert in tornadoes with Environment Canada, said if it is determined that the tornado was on the ground for 3 hours, that would likely be among the longest tornado tracks in Canada, perhaps the longest, he told the Winnipeg newspaper, in the world. Well, of course, he'd tell them that. Winnipeg newspaper doesn't know nothing. That's right. Environment Canada meteorologist Mike McDonald. I wonder if he's related to Frankie. Well, he called it a rare event because tornadoes rarely stay on the ground longer than a few minutes in Canada. Why? Are they afraid to get dirty? Well, to be on the ground for 2.5 to 3 hours is absolutely phenomenal. To miss everything basically is a miracle, he told the CBC. The tornado was part of a wild weather system that brought also snow to cold parts of the U.S. Rocky Mountains and ferocious winds and accumulating hail to northern plains. The pattern should not happen in July, says the Weather Service forecast office in Billings in a tweet. Oh, well, so you know it shouldn't have happened. It's in a tweet. There it is. Well, moving on today, Obama news. Yeah, we got Obama going on there, and what do you think he's doing? Man, he's got his sleeves rolled up. He's all sweaty. He actually looks in the photos like just before he was elected. You know, when somebody actually came up to him and said, you know, if you win, you're going to have to give them change, right? Well, in Washington today, it's going to be hard for congressional opponents to derail the Iran nuclear agreement, of course, but President Obama and aides are mounting an aggressive campaign for it anyway. They've got a stockpile of machine guns and grenades. Well, from the golf course to White House receptions to private briefings behind closed doors, Obama and other backers of the deal are busy making the case that it will deny Iran the ability to make nuclear weapons and remove the prospect of military confrontation with Tehran. In making its case, the Obama administration is facing a Republican-run Congress where leaders say the inspection system outlined in the agreement is leaky and will give Iran all kinds of room to cheat, like a month's notice before inspections. Well, the congressional Republicans have the numbers to force through a resolution of disapproval of the agreement. Obama says he will veto that, forcing opponents to round up a 2/3 vote to actually defeat the bill. I'm confident that we can prevail, Treasury Secretary Jack Lew told reporters Wednesday, but I think the burden is also on us to make the case. Obama himself is taking an active role, from phone calls to personal appeals. Earlier this month, he played a round of golf with a unique set of partners, 3 House Democrats who will be voting on the Iran agreement. Late today, Obama hosts a working reception in the White House for House Democrats to discuss his legislative priorities, including the Iran agreement, according to his schedule. Obama disputes the idea that all amounts of lobbying, he does dispute the idea that this amounts to just lobbying. The president said this week that he and his high-profile aides, such as Lew, Secretary of State John Kerry, and Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz are simply presenting the facts of an agreement that they say would shut down the potential pathways to Iranian nuclear weapons. It accomplishes our goal, which is making sure Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, Obama told reporters during his recent trip to Africa. In fact, it accomplishes that goal better than any alternative that has been suggested thus far. Under the agreement, the United States and allies will reduce economic sanctions on Iran as it gives up the means to make nuclear weapons. Critics say sanctions elimination will provide Iran millions of dollars in which to finance terrorism, full stop. Senator John McCain, chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, said during a hearing today that the Iran agreement not only paves Iran's path to a nuclear capability, it will further Iran's emergence as a dominant military power in the Middle East. A 60-day time limit for congressional review of the deal expires in late September. The administration's selling efforts also target another audience, popular opinion, according to a CNN ORC poll this week. 52% of respondents says Congress should reject the Iran deal, and 44% said lawmakers should approve it. And as I said yesterday, majority rules piss off. Well, most congressional Republicans have indicated opposition to the agreement. Some Democrats have expressed skepticism, and they still are the focus of the Obama administration's sales efforts. Republican minorities, currently 246 to 188 in House, and 54 of 100 senators can push through a resolution of disapproval. An Obama veto would require critics to muster a two-thirds override vote, an impossible task if Democrats stick together, the primary goal of agreement supporters. One House Democrat, Rep. Grace Meng of New York, came out against the agreement today, saying that almost all of Iran's nuclear infrastructure would remain intact. This leads me to believe that Iran would simply resume its pursuit of a nuclear weapon at the conclusion of the deal in a decade's time. The Obama administration is also getting help from the outside. On Wednesday, a coalition of political groups presented petitions to members of Congress on behalf of the Iran nuclear agreement. Neil Skroka, a spokesperson with the Democracy for America movement, said there have been previous incidents in which congressional Democrats have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, and grassroots organizations want to make sure that doesn't happen this time. Noting that Democrats are being pressured by anti-agreement forces in and out of Congress, Stroka said that groups want to show members that the base of the Democratic Party wants this deal done. They don't want another war in the Middle East. No, it wouldn't be there. It would be here, and it would be raining fire, pillars of holy fire. Each week, until our demands are met.
Yes.
That's right. So every week we could, look forward to a new city of nuclear devastation.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving.
Mm-hmm.
If you do the leaving, it creates that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
It never ceases to amaze me, Louis, your views on nuclear policy. No, that's some good stuff right there, Louis. Keep it up. I'll love it. Thank you very much.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Who am I to say no? I mean, come on. Of course you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I'm enjoying my Tim Hortons fine dark roast today, and you can too. That's right. Get on down there. Tim Hortons, always fresh. Yeah. Wow, I'm a corporate bitch, aren't I?
I'm just slutting for coffee.
All right, well, listen, don't touch that dial. We got lots more news coming up, of course, all the bad cop news. And the bad cop news is up next. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page.
That's right.
On Twitter. And on Instagram.
That's right. Yeah, don't go in and, give them the URLs from, God or anything. Well, what do you want to know? What do you want to do? Not much else you can do.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
I know. Well, we'll try and abstain. At least through the second segment, we won't bang each other. How's that?
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes. Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't have an eye.
Louis, when you said you heard about that before, I said yes. Gilbert, what did you say?
Yes.
Yes, of course. We've heard it, Well, okay, fine, whatever,
No, I don't, because I asked him, I said, well, fly out here and I'll film you.
I don't know who you're talking about now. You've lost me. You
know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawler.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters, isn't it? It's out here. Don't worry, we're going to get now to the stories, Louis.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Welcome back to the big show, of course. Your coffee and cigarettes Wednesday grinder today, the 29th of July, 2015. HTLA or Radio 1, New York's best talk. That's right, where it is 91 degrees, Central Park, sunny skies. Oh my God, what the hell are we doing in here?
Yes.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, we'll blame you. Yeah. Well, it's time. Yes, it is. Sharon, get that finger in my anus. It's time to move on.
About fucking time. Move on. Move on.
That's good. I see Kissy still working the button.
Yeah.
Come on, Kissy. Smart. No, you gotta beep him when he says that shit. We can't have all this fucking swearing on here. Oh. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's working with all the professionals I do day in, day out. Yes. It's difficult when I can refrain from swearing, but nobody else can.
Yes.
It's not. It's not fair. It's not cool.
Yes.
And I'm not okay with this. For fuck's sake. Well, whatever. I didn't start it, bitches. That's right. It wasn't me. Let's blame the black girl. That's right, and that's just further to why black lives don't matter. There you go. See? Before, when we had Jenny McCartney, of course,
yes.
That was great, because every time she screwed up, that was, a 5-minute blowjob under the desk, right? But, Kissy, well, I mean, I guess she's pretty for a black girl.
Yes.
I guess, but not really Crash's cup of tea, so she's really got nothing to offer me, and I don't like hearing I'm sorry, Crash. No.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that? Yeah? You think so, huh?
No. No, I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. You can be that way. I'm going to be the way I am. And NAACP, I'm not taking your calls. No. But the NAACP ain't got nothing on me because they're busy with some other cops. Yes, they are. An officer charged today with murder in Ohio, motorist's death. Yes, Cincinnati today. University of Cincinnati police officer. That's not a police officer. He's school security. What the... Yes, a University of Cincinnati security officer.
Yes.
I love how all the school security, the white, I should say,
yes.
School security officers, they all get upgraded to full police officers in the news when they shoot a black person. Okay. Well, he was indicted today on murder charges for fatally shooting a motorist during a traffic stop on July 19th. It's the first time an officer in Cincinnati has been charged with murder for killing someone while on duty. Ray Tensing, 25 years old, faces 15 years to life in prison if he's convicted. The decision came after 12 Hamilton County, Ohio citizens reviewed evidence all day Monday as part of a grand jury investigation into the incident, which has put the city on edge and rekindled worries about the sometimes strained relationship between police and African Americans in Cincinnati. The University of Cincinnati shut down its campus and canceled classes today in anticipation of the announcement and subsequent rioting and shoes going on sale on eBay. Well, the real police, yes, of course, the Ohio Highway Patrol troopers.
Yes.
Well, they were actually seen entering the campus late this morning. He purposely killed them, says Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters. He should never have been a police officer. Well, it's a good thing he wasn't. Dieters said in his office that his office reviewed hundreds of police shootings. This is without question a murder, he said. Tensing shot and killed Samuel Dubois, who is black, after stopping his car in Mount Auburn for having a missing front plate on July 19th. The officer's body camera captured video of the shooting that prosecutors say was crucial to the investigation. The video reviewed by the Cincinnati Enquirer indicates that Dubois, 43, was shot to death after a calm exchange. There was no violence or physical altercation shown, and Dubois does not appear to be belligerent, aggressive, or indeed armed. Yes. It appeared that Dubois' vehicle starts to move only after a shot is fired. This is significant because Tensing told authorities he had been dragged by the vehicle. Tensing is expected to be arrested today. He was also indicted on a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter as an option for jurors during the trial. Yeah, they don't need it here. This guy even looks like a white supremacist. Yeah. You know that look, Gilbert.
Yes.
Yeah, the shaved head.
Yes.
and the lanky, crazed look in the eyes. Yeah. You know, normally I'm all about defending white cops who get accused of this crap.
Yes.
But no, this is a little mother effer who's, well, he's going to get life. Yeah. Well, Tensing is expected to be arrested today. He also was indicted on that lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter, of course. After the shooting, the University of Cincinnati Police Chief Jason Goodrich said that Tensing spotted Dubois driving without a front license plate near the campus and followed him about a half mile. Tensing asked for a driver's license, which Dubois couldn't produce. He gave the officer an unopened bottle of alcohol instead. Well, yeah, okay, there's probable cause right there. Yeah. No, I suppose we just let him go so he can continue his drunk rampage through the city, smashing into school buses and
yes.
minivans and young white families. And
my film, Unrepentant, did very well in Europe.
Yes, that film, Unrepentant, yes, that incredible documentary that was also nominated for Academy Award in 2009. Louis, I hate to break this to you, but you've got about as much good, new, recent information as Frankie McDonald.
Yes.
Oh, and because Kissy is new, she doesn't know that after that first segment, we're supposed to go to the Frankie McDonald weather. No, she doesn't. But, well, if she doesn't want to get fired from the old lady upstairs, I guess we better do that. But I'm going to finish this damn story about this racist white man killing the black. Yes, of course, the opened bottle of alcohol instead, of course. The two men struggled at the door of the car, and Tensing fired once, fatally striking Dubois in the head, Goodrich said. The car traveled a block further before coming to rest on a narrow sidewalk, authorities said. Many in the community had questioned that version of events. Dieters called Tensing's version of events absolute nonsense. He said Tensing was not dragged, as he claimed in the police report, but fell backwards after he shot Dubois. Well, it's like, how do you do that? You know, how do you go in and write up a report that's like, well, it's almost like